the struggle with a lack of patience and a lack of recording right now, my bad. Everyone seems to struggle with a lack of patience and a lack of discipline. And the thing is, like, when the market's clean and conditions are good and there's lots of trade opportunity, everyone does well. The thing is, like, I see everybody smashing trades out, people are passing challenges, getting funded, getting payouts, and then a couple days of slow PA, a couple days of like the higher time frames building liquidity. That's when people don't preserve their capital, below their challenge, get antsy, right? Get light on their hands, and they want to take trades, and that's just it's the wrong way to go. So just know that even when you're not trading and you're practicing discipline, you're still progressing as a trader. Just remind yourself of that. But yeah, trust me, I've been there, so I know the feeling. It's hard. Not good this past couple weeks, brought me back to square one, but it's all good. Gonna focus on understanding the course until I get my confidence back. That's it, brother. And the thing about I'm gonna touch on that too is confidence is a big thing. So like I was saying, there's some weeks where everything's so clean, trade opportunities left, right, and center. You're smashing it out like 50, 60% win rate. So your confidence is high in the system, in your rules and your plan. And then again, then a slower couple days comes and you're taking stupid trades, you're getting impatient, you're taking stupid trades, then you're second guessing your plan, your system, all these things, then your confidence goes down. So it's a chain reaction. And then you kind of put yourself back at ground zero, right? And like you're like, okay, now I have to get my confidence back. But instead, if you just stayed patient and learn how to sit on your hands in those shitty market condition days, your confidence would stay where it was. Right. So instead of setting yourself back, um, you learn how to stay patient and stuff. It's a domino effect. It literally is. And like I said, I'm speaking from experience. I've gone through all these things, right? And I'm trying to point you guys in the right direction of don't show up to the computer every day expecting a golden opportunity, right? Like myself for an example, I had that BE on what was it? On gold or something earlier in the week. And then I've been sitting on my hands the whole time. And then that beautiful GU long came through. And that's all it takes sometimes, right? Like this is like 100 pip GU long. It was a nice setup. So you just got to stay patient. It's all it is. Because the thing is, once you understand the system and stuff, there's always going to be opportunity. There's some days, don't get me wrong, where it's going to be slow, but you just got to learn how to focus on maintaining that capital, right? You don't want to blow all your profits just because the conditions are low and you feel like you just need to be in the market. You got to get that feeling of needing to be in the market out. Um, yeah, just my 2 cents on that. That was my issue. Market conditions were asked, and I was trying to find an entry anywhere when really exactly. And I've been telling you guys too, for euro, for example, it's just been. Let me share my screen. Euro. So yeah, let's take euro as an example here. People are saying charts and stuff like that. Look, last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, like 3 weeks, 3 trading weeks. Price action has just been completely bearish. Um, Sorry guys, I'm just getting a bunch of text. It's been very bearish, and people are like, "Oh, like what about this? What about that?" I'm not bothered at trying to catch these bottoms over here, like these wicks and stuff like this on the higher time frames. I'm simply just gonna let the higher time frame build a bottom for me. However it does, maybe it just goes up like this and then takes out this low, okay, and then maybe we start moving bullish. Then there's going to be opportunities going back up, maybe up to here. Whatever it is, whatever the market wants to give us, I'm not bothered in catching. Like you see how we just went bullish here? I don't care. It's a higher time frame bottom, right? Instead of looking at pairs or just waiting until the higher time frame settles down, intraday price actions built. You have the higher time frame because remember it's a 3-step process across all time frames, right? You get a build up, and then you get trapped, and then it moves the other way, right? Right now on the higher time frames, there's been nothing of that sort. It's just continuously going bearish. So if you continuously just look, this low gets taken out, let's look for buys. This low, we tap into this, whatever, we look for buys. You're just gonna be destroying your accounts like this. Do not hunt for extremes on higher time frames. Just be patient. That's it. Let let the chart print the bottom for you. That's it. But yeah, that's why people have been saying Euro chart stuff like that. It's like I'm not, I don't even know. I don't have a bias right now. I stated that we've took monthly lows, so we could see a higher time frame move come through, but I'm just gonna wait for the daily, the 4 hour to just print more price action. Once it prints more stuff, it builds liquidity for me. I can build that bias again, right? I'm not gonna force a setup when there's no setup in front of me. All right. Um, let's dive into some stuff here. Let me get into a different chart. First thing we'll talk about, I posted yesterday. Guys, sorry, I'm just getting, my parents are texting me right now. 1 second. I gotta respond. Apologies, guys. Sorry about that. I've been posting the chart. So I posted the forecast on GU originally on that was on during Thursday. And I saw that we took this low from the left-hand side. Okay. The reason why I did like this chart quite a bit is look at the buildup we had before taking out the low. Okay. So sure, you can, however you want to draw this, you can draw a trend line. Probably on the lower time frames, it's going to be more order flowish type PA. But what you don't understand is, when you need to understand is, when we approach this low, this was an area buyers were looking to enter the market from. Okay. And look, for 8 trading days. 8 trading days, we struggled at this low. So just think of the amount of liquidity that's being built at this low. 8 trading days, buyers were like, okay, look at the rejection. Look how slow this bearish price action is. And then this one bearish candle sweeps all the liquidity, takes all the buyers out of the market. Anybody looking to buy above this low has now been taken out. Okay. Then Thursday opens up by sweeping Wednesday. Okay. I like this because now I have the confluence of Wednesday's lows taken, Wednesday's high can be a potential target. Of course, now we need to go into the timeframes below and make sure it makes sense from a liquidity standpoint from all this. I'm not just going to anticipate a daily low taken and we're immediately going to run to this daily high. Like I talked about in the previous webinar, it's just an added confluence to your direction. Okay. Let's go to the 1 hour so we can open up this PA a little bit more. And you can see how clean this is, right? Look at this PA on the way down, just building mad buyer liquidity above this low that we got marked out. Okay. And then, end of the week, the end of the previous week, we get this bullish move up on the H1, inducing buyers. Okay. And then trap move down. Okay. So this whole move here, the intention behind this move was to just induce buyers. Look how we get liquidity taken to one side and simple run back down to the lows, because it was just building liquidity. That's it. Inducing buyers from this low to the left-hand side. So we get that sell-off. And then again, this was on Wednesday, London. We get the sell-off, and then New York ends up kind of just consolidating the rest of the day, prints the low of the day on Wednesday. Thursday opens up by spiking Wednesday low. Now, why is this important? Why is it important that we've now swept Wednesday low? Anybody that was looking to buy below it stopped out. Okay. Now this gives me that confirmation, that bullish bias, that I can start looking for buys into this high. Why? Because this is where sellers will be trapped from. Anybody that is looking to sell from here, they're going to have liquidity above here. Okay. Not only that, since we've taken out this low, immediately my eyes are going to go to Wednesday's high. Okay. And now that I've gotten basically my bullish bias, like it's time to look for buys when this daily low is taken. You got to understand that you got to be willing to hold something to up here now, because since we've taken out this low, it's a confirmation that we have that bullish bias, right? Of course, we have all the liquidity ran to the left-hand side, but we've ran this low. So essentially, like I said, it's time to move bullish to the upside. And since we have this left intact, this is definitely an area that you've got to be holding positions to. And this is something I've always been, like I've told you guys in the past, I've been a big fan of holding a good amount of volume to my targets. But more recently, I've kind of switched and tweaked a couple things in my plan that I want to start holding more and more volume to this. So I've only taken off 25% at this high. Okay. And which was around 56 pips, which is a solid move. Like you can't complain. But I'm willing to understand that after this high is taken, we could easily go bearish. Like it's not impossible. That's why I understand that I'm going to pay myself here a little bit, but still understand that this is going to be my target at the end of the day. And if we don't arrive here, it is what it is. Okay, on to the next analysis. You got to be willing to have small partials and maybe a couple BEs because then when those winners come around, they're going to be massive, right? I'm looking at about almost 100 pip move to the upside and holding a lot of volume. So it's something I'm definitely I want to get more comfortable doing. Right, I'm not or as of right now I'm not too comfortable holding 75% of my position for a good 100 pips, a couple days of holding it. Right, so this is something that it's going to take some time for me to adjust to, but I want to start incorporating more and more. Right, so again, daily low taken here. Okay, now I'm going to look for that daily high to get taken. After we have a liquidity block up here, so it's not impossible for us to get bearish reactions down. Are we going to continue up? It's a good chance, right? We have all this liquidity, but I also understand that once this daily low is taken, this is now going to be my target, right? After this is taken, majority of my position is going to be closed out. And like I said, there's still potential for us to run to the upside. We have all this, but I'm going to leave a small runner. Right? I'm going to be 80, 90% out once we take out this daily high because that's my target. All right. As for entries on this, let's take a look. Let's get rid of. Okay, so Wednesday, this is the end of New York. We just get this sloppy PA. Oops. Okay, again, that Wednesday printing that low of the day for us right here. And then the following day opens up in Asia by coming back down to this low, respecting it, building liquidity here again. And then the start of London, we get that false move up, right? BOS to the upside, whatever it is, kind of mitigates this 5-minute liquidity block over here. And then we get that sell off in London, trapping the buyers. Again, right as soon as we print this low right here, we've swept Wednesday. So that daily to daily is essentially in play now, right? And look how we go bullish, respect the highs, print inducement low, and then we move up, take the highs, take the lows, and then continue to the upside. Now, when I saw this, remember I'm bullish on the higher time frames. I want price to go higher, but I just because I want price to go higher is I'm not just gonna force buy setups. I need something to come around, and I saw this happen. So when we move to the upside, I saw this build up of liquidity occur, and I wanted to see price go bearish. But I need some sort of liquidity ran, right? All we have is some internal lows here. So look what happens. We run this internal point here to induce buyers. And then we go bearish. Here's that BOS for retail. This is going to be traps. Not only that is we mitigate liquidity block. This whole area. To be honest with you, I kept my stops below the whole low because if I measure this out from this low to the one below, you're looking at about a pip and a half, right? So I don't care too much to open my stop up another pip or pip and a half. But I saw this low print, okay? False reaction up, and then big sell-off down to mitigate that liquidity block further anywhere in this area. And I'm taking buys here. And I believe if you checked out the trade results, Abid posted a confirmation-based entry here too. So again, anywhere in here was valid for a buy on a higher time perspective for an entry from the left. And then if you wanted to get a little more intricate, which is fine as well, you get here again high taken. So we expect low gone, and any buys above this is going to be trapped. So we trap the buyers, and then here you got your confirmation based entry, right? Even on a really intricate time. Let me zoom in here. You can see we print this high, print this low, we move higher, we go bullish. Price arrives back to this low, moves away, leaving liquidity right here. All right, so anywhere below here was a good entry. You have liquidity block to support it. And then again, targets. First target for me was right here. Okay, right here. And then the whole reason I'm looking for buys here is because, again, that daily low's taken here, that previous daily low. Also, again, of course, the whole reason why this setup started is because we've taken the lows on the left-hand side. But the whole reason I'm taking an entry now is because this daily low's taken, and then I get my confirmation in here. Okay. So again, first target, second target will be these equals we've left up here, aka it aligns with that previous daily high. All right. My skip price along here. We are sitting in this area right now. So you can see that we went bullish heavily in London, respected the equals. In my opinion, false. I believe someone was already trying to look for buys somewhere like in here. What you have to understand is now we need some sort of liquidity ran. So if you look at it like this, we've run these liquidity points here, right? You can see that we took out this low and then we took out this high. So again, retail will see this as BOS, whatever it is. Buyers now trapped here. So let me if I just draw an actual line here. Buyers trapped. Now, what do you want to see? Again, a build up, which we've gotten here. So maybe we get a move up here and possibly we could get a run of these lows and then maybe you can look for a confirmation based entry in here. But this is just an example, right? And you can ride that back up to these highs. But I know I posted the forecast so people are like, hey, I want to buy. But you have to understand, you have to wait for another buy setup to come around, right? And again, here's a liquidity run, which builds a higher time frame liquidity block. Now we're getting a lower time frame buildup. Again, maybe we get a push up, false reaction up here. We run this liquidity, and then maybe we go bullish. Okay, and you can look for something in here possibly and ride it up to those daily highs. But who knows? You just have to wait and see what kind of price action we get through London, and pair that again with our timing from the session to session. But yeah, that is my whole breakdown on GU. Again, just want to emphasize the importance of staying patient because I could have easily gotten impatient Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then all of a sudden Thursday comes along and this nice setup happens. And I'm just like, wow, if I just learned to sit on my hands Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I could have had a phenomenal week. Thankfully, I did. Because of my experience, but I just want to again emphasize the importance of that capital preservation in low probability conditions. Any questions about GU, guys? No questions. Hope that's good news. Nope. Okay. But yeah, that is GU for me. Let's hop on the higher time frames as well. We can also see what else is a possibility. So we talked about daily low ran, anticipate daily high, which is also those equals on the higher time frame, right? Or sorry, on the lower time frame. Look, if I hop on a week. So this is how you can use like different time frames as well. Look how the week that we just had ran previous weekly. Is it possible you can run it there? But there's a chance, right? So you want to stay aware of those things. So of course we have that daily to daily inside this week's candle, but you also have that possibility of this week's high being an area as well. And you can see we have a massive imbalance above. So staying aware of weekly highs and lows, daily highs and lows, and pairing that with all of our liquidity stuff, of course, is an interesting thing to do. But yeah, I'm possibly looking at GU to come run this high eventually. And after that, we can definitely move bearish back down to the lows possibly. And then maybe, since we've engineered liquidity here, we can move bullish back up on the higher time frames, whatever it is. But as of right now, my setup, my bias is I'm probably going to most likely anticipate this weekly high to go next. But then again, when this daily high gets taken in about 25-ish pips, that's when I'm majority going to be out of my position. All right. But yeah, that is GU right now. Looks good. Should be able to get that continuation back up to the daily high on Monday, maybe. But yeah, target right here, 1.30775. UJ looking interesting as well. So just like last week, grab that liquidity from the left-hand side. Buyers trapped.
그냥 쳤다 시작했을 때잖아.
Okay.
너무 컵스팅.
September took August. Okay. So we can mark that out just like this. So that liquidity's taken. You got August's high left intact. Liquidity block over here. Yes, sir. Go on to the weekly. Now, what can I anticipate? So I like to use the weekly, of course, like I talked about before, in the new week, right? I just want to see what the previous week did. And you can see what a possibility I'm looking at right now is maybe we get a run below previous week low. Okay. I'm going to mark that out and then we'll dissect what it looks like in the lower time frames. But maybe we get a run below weekly low. And then we'll get that continuation back up to finish that like monthly to monthly range kind of thing, right? But then again, we have to look in the lower time frames to make sure this makes sense. And of course, coincidence, it looks like it does, right? Look at the buildup we're getting right now in the 4 hours. So if we get a false run down to take out previous weekly low, you got a liquidity block right below. It's definitely a possibility that we can get a run back up. Okay, then you're playing weekly to weekly, and then finishing that monthly up here. Right? You see how you can pair this all from the high down to the low. But yeah, that's just right away. All I had to use here was look at the previous week. I can see that it's a possibility that we can run the previous week's low, and then we want to see that confirmation, right? And then we go down to the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and stuff like that. We use some intraday setups and ride that move back up to the upside, right? And possibly finish that monthly 150.89. Okay, so could be a nice setup on UJ coming on the higher time frames here. Again, you have to stay patient though, because look at this. The last 14 days of price action, look at this, building liquidity on the higher time frames. So again, people could be forcing trades here. I, for example, would not be looking for any sells whatsoever, right? I'm bullish. I'm going to allow this sell to occur. Okay, sure. It could be, oh, I just skipped through. It could be a move of 300 pips to the downside. But since I'm more bullish bias, why would I continuously look for sells, those counter bias entries, right? I'm simply just going to wait for the move to occur to the low I want taken out, and then ride that wave back up. Okay, because then we have an opportunity of catching almost 400 pips on the way back up, right? Looking for intraday setups on the way. So for example, maybe we get, let me get rid of these lines here. Maybe we get a little false reaction here, come down to the low, run the high, okay, to induce buyers. Maybe we get sluggish PA on the way down, and then finally run the low. Maybe that's also previous daily low. You have previous daily high here. You look for your entry up, okay, build up. You get false move down, buy, right? All the way back up. Now you have previous daily high to partial at, then you have the weekly up here and the monthly up here. Multiple. Every time I try to do that, it doesn't turn out well. Do what? Like counter bias moves? Yeah, of course. Slow probability, right? You build yourself a bias from the higher time frames, and you're simply just trading against it, essentially. Instead of staying patient and waiting for that bias, that setup to come around, instead of doing that, you're just taking unnecessary L's, right? And then you're losing capital, you're effing with your confidence. So when the actual move comes around, so let's just say it comes up here, someone looks for an entry, stops them out, kind of ruins your mental bit, right? And then it comes back down. Okay, maybe we're gonna sell now, right? You take another entry, stops you out. Now your confidence is all screwed up. Finally, we get this big false sell-off to the downside. We get here. By the time we get down there, and now your analysis is lined up, everything looks great. But your confidence is shot. Maybe you under risk, right? Because maybe you over risked here a little bit. You got frustrated. So now the actual move occurs, but you under risked. So like these things all happen in a chain reaction, right? That's why trading can be so hard sometimes because it's so mentally draining, right? But the patience factor of it is it's the most important part. So what I like to do is I'll simply just wait for this sell to occur and then analyze price action, okay? And look for those that buy back up to the upside. But yeah, just my outlook right there. It could easily just continue like this as well, right? Maybe whatever it's doing, and then just maybe blast off to the upside, and that monthly could just be finished without us. But if I want to set up, I'm probably going to be looking for this to go. All right. My outlook on UJ. NOS, another one of those where you can see, where is it? Weekly low taken, weekly high, right? So if I mark this out, like this, second. Okay, so if I mark it out like this, weekly lows taken, and then look at the entries on the way up, right? This is false reaction here. We get a move down, possibly maybe, I don't remember the PA, but maybe a buy opportunity here. But to be honest with you, that's probably it actually, just by looking at this PA. But let me look on the daily quick. Oh yeah, see, look at this too. So you get weekly low taken here. Let me mark it out like this. Weekly low taken here. And then look on the daily. This daily candle opens up on Tuesday, October 8th, stabs below two previous daily lows, and then look, runs to the daily. So if you were looking for an entry here, just by looking at the daily, if you took an entry in here on the lower time frames, this would be a partial, and this would be your last target, right? You have the weekly, and then to support your intraday kind of entry, you have that daily. And then you use these highs and lows as, again, an added confluence to hold to these areas, right? The daily, which is most likely, if I can just tell, it's a structural high on the lower time frames. And again, here, it's just a structural high on like the 4 hour probably. But it just adds and gives you more confidence to hold to these areas. All right. That is it on NOS. I believe, I don't know if there's any entries on NOS here. No, nothing here. Okay, so this is interesting here. So I'm bullish on NOS. You can see we got equals left at the highs, right? Buyer's been trapped here. Look at we come down, we get false reaction up, building liquidity here. We can mark that out. And then we get another sell-off midweek Wednesday, New York, trapping anybody that was buying below here. Perfect. And that's what gives us that bullish move back to the upside, right? This should just be false reaction at the highs. Okay, just to build liquidity, to induce sellers. We won't trade from that. Now what I can see is occurring is we're building liquidity here on the hourly time frame. Look at this. So what I want to see is a sweep of that. Okay, a sweep of these lows, which I believe Friday, no, it's not going to be a daily low, but a sweep of this, and then maybe a move back up, right? And what you'd want to do is you'd want to look for confirmation entries down here. Maybe we go up here, maybe another entry up here, possibly on the lower time frames, and you continuously ride that up. You can partial here, and then hold that to here. Okay, another possible setup that we can see occurring. But yeah, the importance is, again, the hourly builds that liquidity for us. That's that build up. Now you want to see that trap move, clearing them, and then we'll see that move in the correct direction. All right. Any questions, guys? I think there's just a lack of trades this week, right? I mean, look at gold, this thing. Gold traders, tuck this pair to the side for now, please, because there ain't nothing stopping this thing right now. So, and if you're trying to trade this pair at all-time highs, God bless you, because you could be doing numbers to your account by doing this, and I mean red numbers. When you're trading at all-time highs, you got there's no PA to go off of. So how are you going to trade it, right? So please don't look for any trades. But I believe there was also, yeah, I put this on the forecast. We ended up having that nice move on gold to finish off. Obviously now you can't be trading anymore, but before when we were trading down here, we had that weekly low taken, this candle here, and we targeted weekly high. Okay, and then you had a little more of an internal one here, the partial at possibly. Oops. Over there. But beautiful move coming through on gold. Let's see on how many possibilities you could have taken entries on here. Let's see. So just like this. Go to the daily. So just by looking at the daily, look at this. trap the buyers on the lower time frames, sweep Tuesday low, Tuesday's highs right here. Good partial point. If there was a lower time frame entry down here, great partial point here. And then you had weekly high up here, weekly high up here. All these areas are good partial points. Okay. Oops, actually, there's one more here. You can see at the opening of Tuesday, we swept Monday low. Okay. Here's a good partial point, Monday high. And then again, you hold to that high over here on the left-hand side. So you can continuously see the daily, every candle, whenever you sweep a previous daily low and we're bullish, it's most likely going to be an opportunity to continue up to the upside. Obviously, you want to break down this candle here on on Monday and make sure there's liquidity and stuff like that, right? Again, just because a previous daily lows ran is not just going to tell us that we can buy up to the high. You need to align everything on the lower time frames, but I believe, yeah, here it was here. Lots of liquidity to the upside here. We end up mitigating. It looks a little liquidity block on the left-hand side. Tapping into that area. And again, continuing bullish to the upside. So opportunities all the way up and being able to hold to these further targets. This is where your profits get big. Is when you start holding to these higher time frame targets, right? And maybe the move happens when you're sleeping. You wake up, targets hit. 200 pips while you're sleeping. So less trading sometimes can be more profits as well. So, and a higher strike rate. Less is more in trading. Don't forget. But yeah, gold up at the higher time frame. Sorry, up in all-time highs. Untradeable right now. Do not even bother looking at this pair. But Mateo, would you say US30 had some good moves this week? I don't know if I want to look at this. I don't know if I believe you. I believe US30 it's at all-time highs as well. I don't like. That's why US30 is not even on the list for me right now. No US30 for me. It's just we've taken highs to the left-hand side here. So again, any sort of buy right now is just low probability. You're trading above old highs. Don't get me wrong. I know, of course, this happens, right? We take out this and we continue higher, but it's not worth it for me, right? There's other opportunity on other pairs. It's just since we're trading at all-time highs, it's almost similar to gold. It's just nothing I want to be a part of. Again, this is learning how to stay out of the market. As soon as we take highs here on Friday of last week, I'm just going to wait for price to develop again on US30. Okay. But yeah, my 2 cents on US30. That's about it, guys. Yeah, early week was a little bit slower. I just had this GU trade. I'm gonna wait for target to get hit, and I'll want to make a really good case study on it. But yeah, that's it right now. That's all I got. You guys got any questions? Talk to me. Mateo, like I said, bro, I don't even want to look. Right? You have to remember everything starts from the higher time frame. Why would I want to trade US30 above all these highs? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looked nice, but the higher time frame. So sometimes the lower time frame can look pitch perfect. You're like, oh my God, this entry model is right there. It looks, but then it goes wrong, right? Because the higher time frame is not aligned. Salman, I think you were late, but we talked about Euro. I am not even caring about Euro right now. I'm waiting for a bottom to get printed. And right now, it's just trading at the extreme still. I will just wait for the higher time frame to print some sort of extreme. Whether we go bullish right here, take out this maybe, and then come for this low, I don't know. But it's selling off so hard that if I continuously try to look for buys at the extreme, you're just going to take unnecessary losses. Too many. There's just better opportunity elsewhere right now. So I haven't even been looking at Euro, other than the charts sometimes you guys post in the Discord, but yeah. I won't even bother right now. Yeah, it's respecting this liquidity block for sure. That's what I'm saying. Maybe it goes bullish here right now. Yeah, of course it is. But like I said, brother, I don't want to be catching the extreme. So no more Euro for me right now. I'm just gonna wait. If I'm not involved in this move right now, there's no reason for me to continuously look for trades right now. On Euro at least, sorry. But yeah. Any questions, guys? Talk to me. Let's trade the Chinese yen, boys. Don't kill me. I haven't been. I remember back in the old days. I'm talking years and years ago. I used to have every single pair on my. There used to be 27 pairs on my list. Everything. CAD CHF or something. Oh my God, the most wildest pairs. I added BTC, so I'll talk to you guys what I'm doing right now. As you guys know, I do have funding with Alpha. But and don't get me wrong, I like Alpha. And I know people that work directly there, so I have some sort of info on the back end of things. I think Alpha will be along for, or sorry, will be here for a while, long term. It's this thing they're doing right now with this interview process. It's just annoying because you have to wait weeks to get the interview, and in the meantime, I can't trade the account I'm waiting for the interview for, right? So this one account I have that I requested payout with, it's not even a lot. It's 3.5%. That's usually what I do is if I get a couple of funded accounts, I do a couple percent on each account, and I just keep on juggling between them. Reason being is I just want to be. I was talking to a friend of mine about this, but I just want to be like in the shadows per se. I don't want to be making 10, 15% on a funded account, risking maybe getting rejected, right? Like over risking, maybe my risk management isn't as good, so they have a reason to maybe deny my payout. This way, I like to just do 2, 3, 4% on an account, put it to the side, request payout, move on to the next one. 2, 3, 4% on this account, request payout, move on to the next one. But obviously, right now I have to wait to do this interview thing, so that's not going to come till what is this? Another 9 days, I think. So I got challenges at FTMO, so I'm going to start racking up some funding at FTMO. I haven't done funding with them in years, so I think it's time to just go back to the OG firm. And with them, you can trade BTC actually. So I've always wanted to look at BTC on the higher time frames and get involved in some higher time frame type moves. So we'll see. That's why I got it back on my list. I sent that BTC chart here on in Discord the other day. Swept this internal. The move back up here looks really good. But yeah, got my BTC on the list right now. This is all I'm looking at though, other than what you guys said in the group, right? Gold, Euro, GU, UJ, USD CAD. I don't really look at. It's just here. And then NOS because it's not at all-time highs yet. US 30 is, so I don't bother with it right now. And then yeah, BTC. What I'm looking at right now. Any questions, guys? It could be, like I said, chart related, psychology. Let me know. That's what I'm here for. No questions? None for me. All right. Well, I mean, if you guys don't got any more questions, I covered everything I want to go over for the week. I should be recording some content tomorrow. It's a little up in the air. I'm going. There's Toronto Marathon tomorrow, and a lot of my friends are running it, so I'm going into the city tomorrow to watch a couple of my friends run it, and then I have a full day. But if I'm feeling good by the end of the day, I want to record some content. So I'll let you guys know in the Discord if I upload some stuff to WAP. Yeah, just a liquid way. Sometimes I'll thought will be a build up like G. That's why I missed the long. Let's go over GU. Marco Bolt. Yeah, right, bro. Right now I'm Marco broken. My left leg doesn't work right now. What do I record? What do you mean by what do you record? Like what content? Yeah, here is. Let's go over. We'll cover GU real quick. So, David, we've taken out these lows from the left-hand side. Okay? So, right away, in your opinion, should you be looking for any sells? Since we have this low is taken from the left-hand side. No. Perfect. If you open up the lower time frames here, you can see massive imbalance that took the liquidity from the left-hand side. Wednesday's low is taken. Okay, we're trading within this whole bearish range here, I guess you could say. This whole trap. So we get, again, BOS here for retail. This is going to be an area that retail wants to sell from. Any reactions is going to be false. Okay. What do we have below? Liquidity block. Okay. As simple as that. This is trap. We have liquidity block to support our buy entry. We have liquidity target to the upside. You have higher time frame liquidity ran to the left. That is it. Okay. This is not going to be, everyone's looking at this as BOS. You're just trading within this low to this high. It's right here. Any reactions here are just false. As simple as that. But again, I'm not just looking for a pullback and entry. I need to be running some sort of liquidity. So you open it up a little bit more, like we talked about at the beginning, and you can see that we built liquidity here. Perfect. We get a false move up. Okay. You can see here a little bit of a BOS on M1, whatever it is. This is trap. We want to see price below it. Okay. Because after we run this low again, this induces sellers. So this is going to be a trap now. And that's exactly why we move so sluggish, right? Look at the reactions we got. Once, twice, 3 times. A bearish, and then finally we move up. It's not a BOS though, right? We've just taken out highs here. This is a trap here. I'm bullish. Right? I'm going to anticipate this to be a false reaction. And it's just building liquidity here for me to target. That's it. As simple as that. You have to remember, liquidity is the priority here, right? So put like any sort of patterns or anything you have in your head to the side. Understand that liquidity is always going to be priority over everything, right? And if we have liquidity to the upside being up here, after we get this false reaction and move away, we have liquidity to the upside right here. This is just screaming buys at us. Okay. Again, previous daily lows ran as well. Added confluence to run to the previous daily high. Massive imbalance. So think about this. On Wednesday in London, because of news, we had a massive sell-off here. Just think about the retail mindset, the retail perspective from this sell-off is massive momentum to the downside, right? Every time, look at this bullish reaction here. This is very choppy. There's no bullish reaction. It's very, very weak. They would say whatever it is. They're going to anticipate just continuations, sells to the downside. We understand that, so we want to target this, right? And again, look at this. So since we've had BOS here, this whole area, this red box, if I drag it over, it's all a trap. Look at this price action we get here. Imagine the amount of people trying to sell in these areas, these highs. Sell, sell, sell. And then in London on Friday, we get, look at this, 45 pips in like 15 minutes, trapping those sellers. And again, since we've trapped sellers here, we can anticipate a bearish reaction. That's exactly what happens. From here, we move down, run liquidity, and now we're moving back up. All right? But, yeah. That's it. Hopefully GU comes through. I'm holding the rest of my positions to up here again. These daily highs. It looks like it's going to be fine. But, yeah, we'll see. Alrighty? But, yeah, if you guys don't got any more questions, that is going to be it for me for today. Yeah. Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend. And, yeah, I'll see you guys back in the Discord on Monday, all right? Have a good weekend. Thanks. No worries, guys. Take it easy. We'll talk soon. Ciao, ciao.